Tekken 7 thinks it's Super Smash Bros. And just announced a new secret character.
It's Negan.
Who's Negan?
Hot take. Hoo ha pow. Shane, did you watch EVO 2018?
No, I don't watch esports.
Well, in EVO 2018, it's wrapped up. And a lot of fighting happened, and there were some announcements. The big announcement that we're talking about today is that new characters have been announced for Tekken 7.
Okay.
Right? So the characters that have been announced were Anna Williams, okay, Lei Wulong. These are characters that have been in prior Tekken games. And then the third character that was announced that is a lot of people talking is Negan from The Walking Dead.
Okay, so I know who the other two characters are. I have never actually watched Walking Dead. Now, I didn't watch EVO, but I do respect what EVO is. I think it's really cool. I always found that fighting games are the most fun games to watch when you watch people play them because you kind of understand what the rule sets are. You know what's going on, right?
I watched a little bit of EVO. I saw 2 Star Foxes fighting.
Yeah, that seems to happen quite a bit. Yeah, but the Negan thing. Okay, there's a lot of people. I've seen I've seen everyone online. I've seen you all talking. Some of you are like, "Awesome, I love Walking Dead," and a couple of you are like, "You're destroying what Tekken is." So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell you about some Tekken characters that have actually been in the for real Tekken series. Okay.
Well, okay. You want to do this?
Let's do this.
Okay, so yeah, people are saying, oh no, you gotta take the series more seriously.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a Tekken gamer from way back. Let me just make this, like, my first game on PlayStation was a Tekken game.
Oh,
right?
Mine was Tekken 2, actually.
Oh, there you go. See,
Yeah.
we're right there.
So, okay, starting from the less egregious, but kind of weird, Akuma was brought into Tekken recently.
Yes.
So it kind of makes sense. And actually, Akuma plays really cool in the game. You wouldn't expect someone with like a Street Fighter moveset to work as well as he does in the Tekken series, but he does. They pulled it off really well.
But that's a great example of seeing characters from another franchise move over. However, still a fighting game franchise. Okay, let's make that clear. Still a fighting game franchise.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we had. Do you remember Kuma? Not Akuma.
Kuma.
Kuma.
Yes.
Yeah. Kuma was a bodyguard bear. Well, there's actually Kuma 2, who was, I think, the son of the original bodyguard bear who passed away after one of the Tekken tournaments.
Yes.
A little dark.
It's a bear.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have a bear. Now this bear wasn't from another franchise. Okay. It was a freaking bear. Okay. So everyone freaking out about Baseball Batman from Walking Dead. Remember, there's a bear. Let's keep going.
Speaking of bears that I think technically aren't really bears, pandas.
Yes.
So one character that came to Tekken was a panda.
Yes.
Do you know what that panda's name was?
Panda.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
We have Mokujin. Mokujin was. Do you know, like, karate masters, they practice with, like, a dummy?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so Mokujin was a wooden martial arts dummy that came to life because evil was unleashed within the Tekken universe. So he came back to life to do battle within this tournament.
But we're angry about the Baseball Batman. Let's keep going.
There are also a series of boxing animals.
Yes.
There's Alex, the boxing velociraptor.
Yes.
There was Roger. Do you know what animal Roger was?
Kangaroo.
Roger was a boxing kangaroo. Tekken is a very serious game.
It's a very serious game, guys.
Roger, the boxing kangaroo. Roger Jr., the boxing kangaroo. It's his son. And then there's a character called Roger's wife.
Yes.
Can you guess what animal Roger's wife is?
A kangaroo.
It's a boxing kangaroo.
It's a boxing kangaroo.
3 boxing kangaroos.
Now, boxing kangaroos being an actual realistic element in the scene of fighting in real life, because kangaroos actually do like to box. It's a thing they actually do, believe it or not. I've seen videos. But let's be fair, it gets weirder because now we want to talk about a character that came from something else. What's the next character?
Okay, so yeah, let's. So Negan is from another franchise, right? Not necessarily a fighting game. He's from a TV show, The Walking Dead. So I want to look at some other sort of intellectual properties, not necessarily fighting games, that brought over something into another game. So we did see the Soul Calibur series had a lot of entries from different games and different media as well. Do you remember?
Tekken, there's still one more character in Tekken. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
A little dinosaur?
Oh! Gon? Mr. Gon?
Mr. Gon. was actually a dinosaur from another series. He got his own, I think, his own separate video game, and he had a television
He had an
series.
SNES video game, he had a television series, and he's originally from a manga.
Yes.
From 1991.
So this isn't weird for Tekken to be borrowing from franchises. What it is weird for Tekken to be borrowing from a franchise that is not a fighting game. I think that...
And so North American?
Yeah, right?
I think that's one of the big, like, weird things, because, like,
and it's not even the main character from the series, too.
No.
Right?
No one wants the main character. Is it Frank?
Does it matter? Look, folks,
Who's Carl's dad? Carl!
Carl! No, see, I don't even know, but, like...
It's not Frank, is
look,
it?
Look, here's what
I have
gets
to watch
me.
The Walking Dead.
What gets me about this is that I think this is cool. The fact that we're even talking about it, the fact that anyone's talking about it means people are still talking about Tekken.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I don't think Tekken would be getting as much DLC. This is the DLC season Pass 2 for Tekken 7. Tekken 7 brought back the series in a huge way.
Yes, it did.
It's a game that was very critically well received. It sold, I think, 3 million copies, which is good, really good for a Tekken game. And it's a game in a series that's been around for a very long time that when you start playing it, it trains you how to play the game in a very, very good way. And often you don't see that in later iterations of games. Sometimes the controls and combos and things get so convoluted. But this one takes you by the hand, tells you how to play it. So yeah, it's no surprise that they're still kind of breathing life into this title.
Look, I will say there are arguments against something like this. And if you're a hardcore Tekken fan, I've been playing Tekken. I've skipped the last couple of games. I actually haven't played 7, but I was a big fan of 1, 2, and 3. Huge fan of 3. It was one of my favorite fighting games ever. I know more people tend to pick 2 on that front,
Well,
but
3 was considered the machine powerhouse for the PS1.
Oh yeah,
that was
it looked
like
amazing.
Yeah, at the very end of the console life cycle, it was beautiful.
I always picked Paul. That was my favorite character to play.
You look just like Paul.
Sometimes
hair and all.
Hair and all. Now here's the thing about this. I understand. If you're a Tekken fan out there and you're a little bit confused, I get it. But the way I see this is that this character being introduced is going to create some kind of excitement for some people. A little bit of an announcement. People going around. Maybe, just maybe, a couple people that watch The Walking Dead possibly might actually want to play this game now, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
The one problem Tekken has always had is appealing to North Americans. So finding a North American character that kind of plays in this is a great way. And in the future, maybe they can have some other characters in there, but let's talk about some other games that have actually done this in the past, too.
Okay. So, yeah, there's been some weirdness, some media weirdness with other games. Do you remember there was a game, a Fight Club game, that was released for the PS2 and Xbox?
I do. You could break bones in it.
Do you know that there were 2 unlockable characters in that game?
No, I did not know that.
Would you like to know who those unlockable characters are?
Throw it at me.
Okay, one is a singer from a metal rap band from the 2000s. Can you guess who that lead singer is?
Fred Durst?
Fred Durst was in the Fight
Seriously?
Club game.
I just guessed.
If you go through the story mode, you unlock Fred Durst. And there's another one.
Okay.
So, do you like the movie Fight Club?
Yeah, I do. Quite a bit. A lot.
Seen it a few times?
A lot, yes.
Do you remember a scene where Tyler Durden and Edward Norton's characters are walking towards the bus and asking, "Oh, who would you fight if you could fight anyone in the world? You know, what is your ultimate sort of matchup?" Do you remember who they were talking about?
Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln is an unlockable character.
Seriously?
In the Fight Club
How have I
game.
not played this game?
It's like they just watched the
didn't know
movie and
that.
they're like, "Hey, remember that line when he said, like, yeah, man, tall, skinny guys fight till they're burger? Abraham Lincoln's going to be in this game."
I did not know that. I honestly have gone a very long time in my life not knowing that. I knew about the game. Everybody knows about the game. But I've always heard it didn't play very well. And to be honest, that's like a future positives episode of anything.
Yeah.
But okay.
So I had kind of started alluding towards this one sort of set of characters, which isn't as crazy as the Fight Club thing, but you remember Soul Calibur 4?
Yes.
Yeah, so Soul Calibur is known for bringing in other characters from different games and stuff. We saw God of War, what's his face?
The God of War?
I can't think of his name right now. God of War, Kratos! Crunchy Kratos.
He got Crunchy Kratos. He got there in the end,
Crunchy
folks.
old Kratos.
Well, you know what was interesting about that game, right, is because, and by the way, One of the reasons everyone started playing that franchise was because of what they did right here. And the idea was every version of the game that exists on every console had unique characters to that specific console.
So Crunchy Kratos, that's what his college friends call him, by the way. Crunchy Kratos was not the weirdness I was going to allude to. We saw some folks from the Star Wars IP, right?
Yeah, so we saw Yoda and I was going to say Darth Vader.
Yeah, didn't we also see from The Force Unleashed the dude from The Force Unleashed? It's the young...
I know you're talking about Starkiller.
Yeah. I believe he was in it as well. So we saw those, as well as like Spawn was in the games as well.
I thought that was cool because that game really does play with the whole demonic presence type of thing, and that's kind of what Spawn is.
Yeah,
it was the other characters that they introduced which didn't really feel like they belonged all there too much.
Yeah, like Link.
Link was a weird one because you don't really consider Link in that kind of world. Right. He's got a sword, so he kind of fits that way.
Yeah. So there are other fighting games that bring in a lot of different characters, like Super Smash and stuff. But like in there, like I just consider it all like a blanket of weirdness. So to me, whenever there's like a crazy character, I'm just like, no, that is what Smash is. It's supposed to be a cluster of weirdness from all the regions of gaming, right?
Yep.
So yeah. Speaking of a character, this is a good segue. Speaking of a character from Smash, do you remember a character from Capcom that maybe Capcom wants to forget or tried to forget that was brought into Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
Yes, I do.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do know who you're talking about.
Who am I talking about?
Now, many of you may not know this. During the original release of the first Mega Man game in North America, we got a really weird-looking piece of box art.
He had a freaking gun, Shake.
I know he did. So they decided to take that character from that box art and turn him into an actual fighter in the game. We're not saying Rock My Mega Man. We're literally talking the Mega Man on the cover, and he looks like a fat dude wearing a really tiny vest, and it is not like the scene. It is gross looking.
What I love about it is like they go as far as to give him a helmet that's like off kilter, like off center. They went into so much detail, like bringing this horrible character to life. And I think, I'm almost positive, one of his catchphrases is time to bring home the bacon.
So, look, folks, I think what I'm seeing here, and what a lot of us are talking about, is that introducing new characters, fighting characters to games is a great way to make games expand their audience and make them fun to play, too.
And I feel like I can't think of too many series that took their roster very, very seriously. Like, there's always some fun there. If you think of, like, Mortal Kombat X, right? You had, like, Leatherface showed up, with the alien, right?
But even before those parts, we started getting games like even the first Mortal Kombat has a weird game in there, Kano, and I mean like one character that nobody really likes, Kano. And sometimes you think about that character every night, and you just hate him so much, Kano. And like that's the kind of thing, right? There's always going to be one character from there that's always just thrown in for like a little bit of a fun thing. It's something a little bit different. So with that taken in mind, Adam, Tekken 7.
Yeah.
They're saying they'll put in Negan. Who else could they put in?
Yeah, so there's 3 other spots for. Do we want to do IP that are weird American things?
I would say that is the best way to go about
this. Okay, I'm going to shoot out into the cosmos.
All right.
I'm going to go grab some Reese's Pieces. Maybe you know where I'm going with this.
E.T.?
Go E.T., the extraterrestrial. I want in Tekken 7 DLC. I want the I want the glowing finger to be like an attack.
That would be awful.
It's like,
but no, you get your health back. The whole thing.
No. All of his attacks are offensive. Nothing is healing.
Oh my god.
E.T. in the right use case is one bad mother you know what.
I don't think Spielberg's going to sign off on that.
Okay,
See, what
you go.
I was thinking we need to get some real vintage stuff, some really cool characters from the past.
I like vintage.
Maybe they weren't really cool, but they on camera seem to be cool.
E.T.'s vintage.
Steven Spielberg would definitely not agree with that, but I do know another Steven that might be into this, Steven Seagal. Now I'm just thinking about a character like that showing up.
Did you know there's a Steven Seagal game for the SNES that was canceled, right?
So have that character, you know what I mean?
In the model, the person that they photographed for that wasn't even Steven Seagal.
Sure.
It was a woman's self-defense coach. teacher that they
Okay.
brought in for like 2 or 3 hours. No, I'm with you 100%. They should take those exact assets. The game was never released. Take those exact assets, bring them into the game. Oh my god.
Okay, okay. Now let's get a little bit crazier.
Okay, one more each and then finished.
All right. Oh, I have two, but I'll do one. I'll pick the best of the
best
two.
one? Okay.
All right. The Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah.
I feel like we're on the cusp of that.
Yeah.
Because we had Alien.
Yes, we did.
Do we have Predator?
No.
Predator wasn't in? Okay.
No, well, actually,
Well, was he in
I
Mortal
think
Kombat?
Predator
I thought
has
he
shown
was.
up in some kind of fighting combat. But
Yeah.
think about this, okay? What if we had Alien,
Yeah.
Predator,
Yeah.
Terminator,
Yes.
RoboCop, all in Tekken 7? See, I think that would be pretty cool.
But I mean, NetherRealms already has.
They can get lost.
They can go suck an egg.
Tekken, all I'm saying is Tekken, they've got the ability, they got the money, they've got the time, they're
Yeah.
willing to take the one weird character that appeared once upon a time in a TV show not a lot of people. I mean, literally, we're 2 seconds away from Doogie Howser being in
Oh my
Tekken.
gosh, I want Doogie Howser in Tekken.
I don't want that. You get it? He's not even a fighter.
I have a prescription here for an ass kicking.
How about what's his name? Oh, how about like Dennis Reynolds or Charlie from like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? That's nuts.
That's too good.
But see, it's nuts. But that's the idea, folks. You want to get people interested into playing Tekken. This is the best way to do it. But hey, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're right. What characters do you want to see fight in Tekken
Mr.
7?
T. And I want to see the Daytona car from Fighters Mega Mix come back.
Okay, that I agree with. But let us know what you think, because we kind of want to hear what ideas you've got.